there, we are doing this today from the Central Area Gas Insulated Substation in Abuja, and this is the Power Circuit. This Power Sector program is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Is the only company responsible for transmitting bulk electricity in Nigeria. I am Amara Agugoisi, and I'll be taking you through the next half hour on this special edition. Watch out. Kano region of TCN gets anti-corruption transparency unit. The Power Circuit will bring to you a special report on how TCN lifelines men work extensively to keep power transmission lines running. The focus in this edition is on the lifelines men who are doing a great deal of work at the Osogbo region of TCN. Get comfortable and enjoy your view for the next half hour. The Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, at its headquarters has inaugurated a unit in the Kano region and another at the Kaduna region of the company. Here is a highlight of the event.
The inauguration of the Act 2 for Kano region was done by the representative of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, Mr. Emmanuel Nwobilo, at the TCN headquarters in Abuja. The chairman of the TCN Act 2, Mr. Isa Mohammed, urged the new members of the Kano region of Act 2 to ensure they uphold transparency and probity in the discharge of their duties. TCN, since the inauguration of the Act 2 at the headquarters last year, has ensured that every of the 10 regional transmission offices have the anti-corruption and transparency units towards improving on the reforms the company is undertaking. Meanwhile, at the Kaduna regional headquarters in Mando, Kaduna, TCN inaugurated an 8-man anti-corruption and transparency unit, Act 2, for the region. They are to ensure the company officials adhere to all transparency standards in the Kaduna region of TCN.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is the sole manager of the national electricity grid, transmitting electricity from the generation companies to the distribution companies for onward supply to consumers. To discharge its bulk power transmission mandate, TCN has transmission lines traversing over 20,000 kilometers, which is either a 330 kilovolts or 132 kilovolts capacity. There are also other 800 power substations along the line route that dispatches power to the discos interfaces. In this special report, the Power Circuit brings to you the activities of lifelines men, especially the lifelines engineers who are deployed to fix and maintain live power transmission lines. Do stay with us.
There are two sections of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, responsible for conducting, reconducting, and general maintenance of transmission lines. There are the system lines and there are the live lines. While the system lines engineers work on off-cycle transmission lines, the live line staff of TCN will work live on energized circuits. The Power Circuit team followed through with the operation of a live lines team of the Osogbo region of TCN recently as they carried out an extension maintenance of the 330 kV Benin to Omotosho line and the Benin to Egbin transmission line, where broken insulators were replaced. Speaking during the operation, the principal manager live lines at Osogbo region of TCN, Engineer Nahoro Peter Ohumu, gave a background on the live line crew department at TCN.
Lifeline was inaugurated or put to place 1969 in Kanji by the Canadians. The Canadians put together 1969 in Kanji, and Kanji was just a temporary base for the Lifeline crew then. So after some times, they decentralized them, moved to Osogbo 1973. Osogbo have its own base in 1973 in Osogbo. They were there. After a while, they now moved again to Kaduna in 1980. Kaduna own was inaugurated in 1980, Osogbo own 1973, and the purpose of doing this was to make the job easier for the boys or for the men, because in those ones in Kaduna, they handle the Kaduna axis. Those ones in Osogbo handle the they handle the south-west east region, as the case may be. And we handle 132 individually. That is, Osogbo handle their 132, Kaduna handle their 132 in northern region, while Osogbo handle their 132 in southwest region, as the case implies. And we come together like this, as you have seen. We come together like this on 330 job. 330 cannot be handled by a crew because of the volume of 330 job. So 330 job is handled by both crews. We call it combined job. In 330, when we come together like this, as you have seen now, we handle the job together. And we are presently on Bini Omotosho, Bini Egbin, B5N and B6N. There's nomenclature.
Engineer Humu stated that the replacement exercise was done without interruption to the power lines.
We are lifeline. We work on interrupted supply. We don't interrupt power when we are working. We work while the power are on. So we are talking of experienced lifeline men here now. We handle the job alive without interrupting power supply. And we have two methods of the job. We have bare hand method. Bare hand method is a method you go on bare hands. We use bare hands we call it bare hand methods. And we have stick methods. So presently, what you are seeing us doing now, we are doing stick methods.
This silicone composite. We are replacing it with glass insulator on top of the tower. So also we normally use this capstan to lift all our materials up to where we want to work.
Engineer Nahoro Peter Humu highlighted some of the achievements of the crew so far.
Obviously, in the recent time, we've achieved a lot when it comes to lifeline job. We've just left Bini Kebbi axis. We just treated or maintained Kanji Bini Kebbi axis of the grid. And that axis is prone to broken insulators. And on the line, if insulators are broken more than 4 or 5, it causes tripping to the system. And it's an embarrassment. And that line is international line. And to avoid such constant tripping, we tackle the broken insulators on that axis. That's Kanji Bini Kebbi axis. And obviously, that axis have been really on our neck some years ago. But thank God for the present management of TCN. They give us new ELOS to ease our hours of traveling with long distance. And obviously, we are really getting it easier. And new boys have been injected to Lifeline to make the job easier than we can imagine. That is Bini Kebbi axis. When it comes to the southern axis now, as you can see, we are right now in Benin. We are in Benin, handling Bini Omotosho, Bini Egbin, B5N and B6N. In this axis, it's not like Bini Kebbi axis. This axis is prone to corrosion. In this axis, we handle corrosion, not like the north, which is broken due to their harsh temperature. But here, we handle corrosion due to our temperature and our atmosphere here. The lines or the conductor, the insulator spindles is prone to corrosion. So when it's corroded, it detaches. So when it detaches, it causes tripping to the system or to the grid entirely. So to avoid that, the management have sent us here to make sure we change glass insulator to polymer composite insulator to avoid that constant corrosive insulator. Because when it's corroded, it detaches. And when it detaches, it causes embarrassment to the grid. So we are here presently now, as you can see us, here in Benin, in Benin Omotosho, Benin Egbin, to change corroded insulator to polymer composite insulator.
The TCN official also said the crew was able to fix a power transmission line from Egbin 330 kV transmission substation to a Ikeja substation recently.
In addition to what I've just said, part of our achievements, recently we experienced tripping in Egbin Ikeja West, where the line passed through cement factory and one of the steel company. So the carbon from their company accumulated on the line and gave the line, or the insulator debts, particles of debts, and if it's accumulated on the spindle or on the glass insulator, it causes tripping. So we went to Lagos on Egbin Ikeja West to change that axis to polymer composite, which is not like glass insulator that accommodates particles of such carbon that comes out from the company, the cement factory and the steel company, those factories. That we have just tackled before we went to Benin Kebbi, and from Benin Kebbi we just come to Benin here. Lifeline can be lacking to quick response. We are just like quick response to any problem. They call us emergency quick response. There is anywhere that is emergency that you need a quick action. Lifeline will be seconded to the place, and within few days or few minutes, as the case will be, there will be results to the problem on that line.
The special report on live power lines operation at TCN continues in a moment. Please stay with us.
Just count all the blocks, eh?
Sir, we are a transmission company of Nigerian linesmen, and we just observed that you're about to erect a structure here.
You're very observant. Yes, I'm trying to put up a shopping mall of 200 shops that will serve this neighborhood. And I'm very excited about the project.
But sir, have you observed that it is under high tension transmission lines? It could snap, drop on the shopping mall and electrocute everyone inside it. Moreover, sir, these lines emit electromagnetic waves that are harmful to the health of human beings.
Really? This could cause so much harm?
Absolutely, sir. Imagine if there's a fire outbreak in the mall. It could destroy the transmission lines, causing outage to many states in the country. Erecting a structure under high-tension transmission lines will not help government efforts to grow our power supply and grow our economy. Be part of growth. Do not destroy electricity power installations. Little vigilance and concern on our part is necessary to protect transmission infrastructure nationwide. Be vigilant.
This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
The job of a live linesman is delicate and requires intense safety precautions. Engineer Nahoro speaks on what it takes to do this job.
Safety is paramount. Safety is extremely non-negotiable in lifeline job. Because in lifeline job, we don't live to tell the stories in lifeline job. So safety is our watchword. Safety is of our guide. Every man in lifeline is a safety conscious personnel, because our job as lifeline is failing one, failing all. We don't make mistakes in our job. In our job, our job is failing one, failing all. And in our job, safety is one of the things we take so much serious of. Everybody in lifeline is a safety officer, because when you fail in one, any mistake you make as a lifeline man, we are all roasted.
The management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria is doing its best to support the lifeline crew of the company to ensure they do their job unhindered.
The management have given us a very good helping hand when it comes to security. The management has given us their backup financially. So if any line we see us engage in, there is financial obligations given us for security agents like vigilante in that area. Sometimes we engage the MOPO, and most of the time we engage the local vigilantes because they are the local people, they are close to the localities. Their ears are on ground more than other people. So before we come to any line, many times we do a kind of surveillance, meet the local vigilantes financially. We give them financial assistance, so they give us a kind of information of the area and still back us up with their guns. And most of the time we go with them unannounced, and the management is financially helping us to tackle that when it comes to security. That's one. Another security again we really want to talk about is the security on the highway. Obviously, we really give God the glory because all this time we've been traveling to north, to south, to west, to east. Sometimes we travel all through the night. We are on the way just to make sure we get the job done. God has really been on our side. God has been helping us to, when it comes to that security aspect of it. And we can give kudos to the management too for the financial obligations. They give us security funds, which we really tackle the security aspect of the job. We are engaged local vigilantes and make sure they give us information before we get to the point, and they be on ground. We appreciate our management, the person of Engineer Suleiman Abdulaziz, for his financial backing he has given to the lifeline. Obviously, traveling to the east, to the north, to the south, to the west, it is really financial eating up. So financially, or financial obligation, the management of TCN, led by our amiable MD, the person of Engineer Suleiman Abdulaziz, have done a very good job for us.
And to all the crew members of TCN, the reward for hard work is more work.
They are the best. When I say the best, obviously at odd hours sometimes we are on the line. At odd hours we are on the road. At odd hours sometimes you see us traveling from one place to another to achieve our purpose and achieve our goals. So in fact, the boys are doing great job. Kudos to my boys, both the one in Ochogbo and both the one in Kaduna. They are really giving a kind of helping hand. Like you see, our job in Lifeline is sacrificial, like a sacrificial job, where you wake up in odd hours, you are already on the line. By 6:30, 7, you are already in the bush. So I really give the boys kudos for already putting their best on the job. And I plead on behalf of my boys that management should please help us. Training is continuously. Training is a continuous exercise, so that we want more of our Lifeline training for the new intake boys. More continuous training for the new intake boys, so that they are doing their best, so that they can blend up very well.
The importance of a Lifeline crew to maintaining the national grid is crucial in the Nigerian power sector, because the crew can be likened to a quick response team in cases of emergencies. This crew ensure that revenue loss is not incurred by the company in terms of power outage and downtime.
We are saving the authority from loss of revenue, because if the line trips, every trips in the line are revenue losses, money losses, sometimes life losses. So we Lifeline are saving the country from losses of revenue. When we work alive, we have saved the country from losses of revenue. Because if the line trip on emergency, or trip on fault, or trip on based on corrosion or corrosive insulator, the management or the country itself losses or lost revenue. So our job as Lifeline, when handled or when the job is handled alive, we save management from revenue losses.
Oh my God, what caused this fire? Eh? Hey, God help us. Assuming this thing happened in the night, nobody from this building would have come out alive.
Madam, this is why we have warned landlords not to erect structures under the high voltage lines. If this high voltage line fell on the ground, nothing would have happened. But because this structure has been wrongly erected and the high voltage line fell on it, that is why whatever has happened has happened. We advise landlords to always consult the Transmission Company of Nigeria on their safety compliance on the right of way, so that something like this does not happen again.
Oga, we are talking of burnt house and you are talking of right of way. What is right of way and safety compliance?
Safety compliance simply means before erecting any structure around any electricity tower or line, there are safety distances you must adhere to. These safety distances are 25 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 330 kV, 15 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 132 kV, and 7.5 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 33/11 kV. These stipulated safety distance instructions are what we call right of way. If these simple, basic safety distances are adhered to, trust me, there will be less loss of property and lives resulting from cut transmission lines.
Visit Transmission Company of Nigeria office nearest to you for your safety regulations before erecting structures. Let us save lives and properties and build a stronger Nigeria. This message is from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
In closing, you heard that Kano and Kaduna regions of TCN get Anti-Corruption Transparency Unit. A special report came on how TCN linesmen work extensively to keep power transmission lines running, especially at the Oshobo region of TCN. Keep in touch on the TCN YouTube channel and these platforms, for your response is key. I am Amara Agugoisi saying hello.